Hello and welcome to another episode of the Tampa Bay Arts Passport podcast. Oh, look at me nailing that intro. Thank you so much for listening today. I'm going to keep this very short because this is a super cool conversation with Camille Adrienne, the CEO and founder of Art Noir Gallery. She is based here in Tampa and she has lots of big news to share about the growth of the organization, where they're going, what they're doing, and her hope and vision for the Tampa Bay area. So, without further ado, let's dive in. Hello, Camille. Welcome to the Tampa Bay Arts Passport podcast. How are you today?
I'm fantastic.
Fantastic.
Yes.
I love it. I'm going to reveal some behind the scenes. We sat down and I was like, okay, what do you want to talk about? And you were like, but here's all the things. So we have so much to unpack with this episode.
We really do.
But we are here today to talk about Art Noir Gallery and all the things you're doing. For our listeners that might be new to your space and your spirit and your energy, can you give us a little bit of background on who you are and who the gallery is?
Of course, I'd be happy to do so. So I am Camille Adrienne, CEO and founder of Art Noir Gallery, Indie Noir Market, Smudge Life Holistic Health Systems, but most importantly, the Camille Adrienne Foundation. So, hey.
And the foundation, you got your nonprofit status today.
Today, actually. Happy Juneteenth, everybody.
Happy Juneteenth. So first off, congratulations.
Thank you
Welcome
so
to
much.
the world of nonprofits.
Oh, I love it. I'm actually no stranger to nonprofits. I founded and helped assist with a sorority in college many moons ago. I'm not going to, age myself, but we were definitely taking over for the 99 and 2000s back then, okay? And then I also work for Florida Epilepsy Services. I'm the operations manager, so nonprofit work has been consistent in my life. So having my own nonprofit to kind of direct where I'd like to truly support is a godsend. I'm so excited to be here.
I'm so excited. Okay, I want to talk about all that, but let's
back up.
Origin story, who are you? Who's the gallery?
Yes, so Camille Adrienne Extraordinaire, curator, whatever, philanthropist, whatever you want to say. I'm really just a person who is here doing the work, the mission that's true to my heart, true to my calling. That is why we even have Art Noir Gallery. So I love this story on how the gallery even started. I was walking down Ybor. I used to be the queen of Ybor, honey. I used to live on 7th Avenue in the fabulous off with the beautiful view. It was great. And I was walking up and down and I saw the Crest building. And I used to sit and imagine, I used to see all the buildings open and I would be like, oh my gosh, that building is so great. I wonder what they're going to do with it. And so I would do that along the way as I would walk my dogs in the morning. And I came across Crest and Crest was just starting to open. And I walked inside and I was like, oh my gosh, they renovated this building. It's absolutely beautiful. And I walked in and I met this lady and she was just like, oh yeah, we're renting spaces. And she's crazy. If y'all have ever been to the Crest, you know what lady I'm talking about. And she was like, oh, no, the spaces are wonderful. And I went inside and I found this cute little cubby space. And I said, you know what? I think I want to open up a gallery. And I asked her how much it was. And I was walking with my friend. I said, hey, I think I found a space. I think I want to open up a gallery. This is so cute. And literally that afternoon, we signed some paperwork and I opened up a gallery. And I said, wonderful. Now, my wife will tell you a different story. She'll say, about a month before then, maybe even a little bit longer, I stood in our kitchen and said, I think I would like to be a gallerist. And so then 30 days later, I found a space and we opened up a gallery and we ran 2 years of a wonderful experience in the Crest Contemporary Arts Building in Ybor.
Oh my gosh.
I know, right?
I feel like you have the energy of I'm going to speak it into existence. I'm going to say what I want to do and I'm just going to do it.
Is that not how things work?
When you were a doer, that's how it works.
Yeah.
Okay, so you've been running the gallery for 2 years.
Yes.
But you have some news to share.
I do have some news to share. So within that 2-year time span, like I said, we started off in the cubby space. And within that next year, we were actually in what is considered one of the largest gallery spaces available underside the managing gallery for Crest. So we were front and center. I was able to bring in a good partner of mine, Jasmine Remember When Productions. So adding in a production studio with the gallery. And we were able to blossom that for the last year. And it has been an amazing journey from growing to showcasing artists, to then showcasing culinary arts and bringing in international artists and having a live band and just bringing in all the aspects that you would expect from an art experience versus just the gallery. So we got a little too big for our britches, especially on an off Tuesday night. So we are breaking our walls, going beyond the gallery space. So we are no longer located in the Crest Contemporary Arts building, but we thoroughly support everything that's happening there. Go art scene. But we are going beyond walls. So we have a few amazing partners throughout the city, throughout Tampa Bay, that are giving us wall space for permanent exhibitions for our artists. So if you don't know, we feature solo artists and do solo shows for a lot of our Black contemporary artists, local and international, to bring more of that to the Tampa Bay area because we just love it here.
I love it. What has it been like logistically thinking about the move from like a physical brick and mortar to this itinerant moving around existing in multiple spaces?
Honestly, it feels freeing.
Okay.
I tend to work backwards. Shout out to my neurodivergence. We see the big picture and then we bring the cycle back.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So again, I'm a show and tell person. It was amazing to have a solid, loud footprint. I'm glad we came in brick and mortar style to make a big splash, to make noise, to make friends, to make partners. And in that made the transition to moving and making it mobile, making it more accessible, breaking outside of those four walls, that much greater. So it's definitely an elevation. It's definitely a step forward and a new take on how we're actually going to experience art.
I think that's such a brilliant way to do it. And sometimes you just have to leap, right? And sometimes you're just like, I just got to throw it against the wall and see if it's going to work. And if the community will respond to it. And then you adjust. And I always say, art is supposed to be in relationship with its region, right? And so you have to find out what is that relationship and what do they actually need. Okay, I want to talk about so many things, but oftentimes we have artists almost all the time we have an artist on the show, right? But you are wonderful because you're an artist and you're an administrator. And we were talking a little bit about the business side of all of this, which is something I don't think we talk about too much, right? We like to live in that world of like, it's art and it's all beautiful and we made it happen. But maybe talk about what is it like when you said CEO in your title, what is it like actually running an arts-based business and, how does that operate for you?
Oh my goodness. Do we have 7 hours and a few martinis?
Welcome to my TED Talk, my weekend seminar.
Yes. But overall, it is challenging, but extremely rewarding when it makes sense. So again, I am an artist. I do dabble, but I decided to come in again from the administrative side just because I saw so many artists kind of wandering around trying to find their space, and I'm pretty decent at business. So I said, well, how can we bring people together? And when I say business, I mean connection. I generally come from a very unbiased space, so I'm able to talk and connect with a lot of people. That makes a lot of people feel safe. So I've been blessed that the artists themselves have been very inviting. They have trusted me with representing their work with quality, really putting them in the forefront, creating opportunities. So in that, the business is really relationships. Everything else is numbers. And when it comes to numbers, that's kind of why the nonprofit was so important, because as a standing gallery, of course, you want to sell the art. But coming into Tampa in this new kind of Black contemporary art space, which isn't highly seen, it was kind of difficult to get eyes in the true collectors to come in and actually purchase the art from the artist. So you then find yourself pushing. How do I get you to see the art, be the art, buy the art? So we're incorporating different things, but without losing the essence of why you're actually there, which is the art itself. It has been, like I said, difficult to gain that support, but luckily we built that membership base where we were able to find true collectors. And because we weren't relying so heavily on making the sales to keep the space open, we were able to secure people who genuinely enjoy art, who actively want to participate in how art is being represented here. And so that has been very beneficial, like I said, because as we move into that nonprofit model, we've built a level of supporters that will get us through the door. We are open to more. But it has been, like I said, very interesting in getting that going. I will not say that it has been extremely successful. I have to be completely honest with that. It is very difficult. to sell art at the prices that the artist truly can make any variation of a livable wage. Everyone knows an artist is as valuable as his work when he's dead because now there can't be any more supply and demand. But while we're with these living artists, creating that value for the artists who might not be in the magazine, who might not be, they're right there. They're in the market. They're in your face. And it's not until the notoriety comes later that you're like, oh, my gosh. So that's why we depend on the collectors, because a collector knows, I see the art. I want to be the first one. I want to start that collection. So education is such a big part of business and sales. Teaching people the value of art has been a majority of my business.
So true.
Teaching people why they should buy the art and how this becomes an investment and how do you pass down art. So more so educating the people purchasing the art than the actual artists themselves. And then also getting the artists proper means of getting their businesses in order, allowing them, I've been teaching them how to build their LLCs, how to work with their name and actually get their art in spaces where it's beyond their local shows, submitting for more work and pushing them to get their art out there because it's not just going to do itself sitting in your garage. So both sides of the coin require some coaching. But luckily I do this, like I said, I do this for the love of art, so I don't mind the hustle and bustle.
Well, and you have to love it because any arts-based business is so different from like just a regular startup or business, right? Like it requires so much heart and soul, and it's not just numbers and supply and demand, right? Like you are dealing with humans as a commodity, and you are dealing with art and what is subjective and how do people value that. So it's so much more complex than a traditional, I've opened up a
than
coffee
just
shop.
a buy or sell.
Not saying it's easy at all. Love all the startup coffee shops in Tampa Bay.
And if you have a startup coffee shop, please let me know where we can put some art.
Exactly. Okay, you mentioned the nonprofit.
Yes.
So let's talk about that. Why did you feel it was important to start this foundation?
So, I have been in several industries, the education industry. I've been a substitute teacher, a teacher, a professor. I've been in arts. I've been in the wellness space for quite some time. And when I look to our education system, which is our foundation of how we're bringing in humans into the world, the first things that are cut are what? Arts, anything that has to do with culture and variations of wellness outside of some good old PE. But we are trying to shift that narrative. But when it comes to even city funding, the first thing to go, arts, culture, wellness, those are the main things that are hit. But those things are so important when it comes to community building. They are key pillars to people existing, the quality of life. And learning soft skill sets and hard skill sets, again, value, right? So for me, those areas, and economic development, commerce is very big for me. Those areas, especially in underserved communities, especially in communities that look like mine, we cannot afford to lose them. Yeah. And we also cannot afford to rely on external funding. We cannot afford to rely on external resources. In these particular areas, it is going to have to come from inside the house. And so that is why I wanted to make sure that I could steward in those areas appropriately without all of the extra red tape that goes behind trying to support. We all know very clearly that, DEI was a big subject. So a lot of things got cut as it related to inclusion, equity. So being able to privately and wholeheartedly step into a position to create philanthropy, to create opportunities in areas as such has been a priority. So this is a big day for me because, like I said, now I get to invite other people officially to support something that I have been behind for the last 10 years between free marketplaces for small businesses, the art gallery itself, giving out solo shows for artists. That's why we even started. Holding space for creatives, all of that has been funded and has been self-funded this whole time. So now, like I said, being able to get people to match what I've been doing in the community is a big deal. So big friends with Cam. Be friends with Cam. That's all you got to do.
I love it. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
I feel like there's so much more that will evolve from that and come from that. As we start to wrap up, though, I want to ask, it feels like you're at a really big pivotal point.
Yes.
Lots of things are happening. We're living in an era of abundance and growth.
We love it.
What do the next couple of years look like for you? What do you hope transpires from everything that's happening?
Oh, the next couple of years?
Let's say years.
Oh, I'm here for it. It's very simple. I'm coming for the city. I tell people that every single day. I am not from Tampa. I think someone asked me where I'm from. I always tell people I'm a global citizen. I've had the pleasure of traveling to over 55 countries in the world with my lovely wife and other things. And I've been to almost every state in the U.S. So I've been influenced by so many things. And when I came to Tampa, honey, I fell in love. I fell in love with the diversity. I fell in love with a beautiful culture. Now, I did go to Florida A&M. I'm a FAMU Rattler, so, Florida's in my heart. I am a little Florida girl. But Tampa was something different, and I saw it as a unique place to build, to grow, to do anything and be anything. And as we're moving in that way, as Tampa is growing and changing, I want to make sure that we have a placeholder for culture, for history, for the actual residents here. Because, Tourist Tampa is happening. I hope everyone sees that. But I want to make sure that the community benefits from that, that the community actually sees the benefit of inviting people into our home. I am now a full resident of Tampa, house purchased in the good old Springs.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So Tampa has a big place in my heart. And so I don't see myself starting anywhere else, implanting and putting my imprint here. So I see our brick and mortars. I see a brick-and-mortar gallery. I see our wellness studio for free yoga classes. I see have you been to Armature Works?
Yes.
I love Armature. I want to see that in the community. I want to see that in the Springs.
Yes.
So I see this as the beginning of bringing in more opportunities, like I said, for our people. And what I like to say is that Tampa Bay loves to bring in some millionaires, but honey, I think we can make millionaires out of Tampa Bay. And that's what I got to say about that.
And on that note, goodbye. No. How could we end any better? No, for real. Well, thank you so much for coming on today. I have a feeling we will see lots more of you, and I encourage everyone to follow you and the gallery and all the amazing work you're doing. But thanks for taking some time to chat with us today.
Oh, it was a pleasure. Please have me back. I can't wait to come back.
I can't wait. All right. So much to unpack there. A huge thank you to Camille for coming on today and taking time out of her busy day to sit down and talk with us. Please continue to follow her and her updates. Continue to follow the Tampa Bay Arts Passport for our updates. Please follow us on social. Connect. Like, subscribe, send us hate mail if that's what turns you on. I don't know what your kink is. So just thanks for watching and listening, and stay groovy, Tampa Bay. Is that what they say?